Today we're going to talk about our process for solving equations. In order to solve equations, we ask ourselves 7 questions. Question number 1, do I need to clear fractions? Question number 2, do I need to simplify one or both sides of the equal sign? Question number 3, is the variable on both sides? Question number 4, is there anything next to my variable? Question number 5, do I need to add or subtract? Question number 6, do I need to multiply or divide? And our last question really only pertains to inequalities, but question number 7 is, did I multiply or divide by a negative? These 7 questions are what help us solve any equation that we're given for the given variable. Now, we always start at number 1 and work our way down through number 7. So the only example I want to show you today is going to show us how to start at number 1 and work down through number 7. So anytime you're given a problem, the first thing you're going to do out to the left of that problem or to the right, wherever you have room, is you're going to write down a 1 through 7. And then you're going to answer yes or no to each of those questions. Okay? So for the example I'm giving you, the problem I have states 1/2 times the quantity x minus 2 equals 1/3 times the quantity 3x plus 5. And I am solving for x. So I'm going to start with question number 1. If you remember, question number 1's up here. Do I need to clear fractions? And I notice that I have a fraction on both sides, so the answer is yes. And anytime you get a yes, you immediately do something. You have to either clear the fractions or simplify or whatever you said yes to. So yes, I need to clear fractions. I have a 1/2 and a 1/3. The greatest common denominator is going to be 6. So I'm going to multiply both sides of my equation by 6. When I multiply by 6 here, 1/2 of 6 is 3, and everything else stays the same. Then when I multiply 6 over on this side, 1/3 of 6 is 2, and everything else stays the same. Now we got lucky. Because the fractions were on the outside of the parentheses, when we multiplied by 6, we only had to multiply each fraction by 6. We didn't have to multiply anything inside. It's kind of like saying A times B times C. You can multiply this in many different orders. I could say A times B first, and then multiply C, which is basically what I did here. I said A times B, and the C stays the same for now. Or you can multiply B times C first, or you can multiply A times C and leave the B the way it is. It doesn't matter as long as you multiply one piece at a time. Then my second question says, do I need to simplify one or both sides of the equal sign? And the answer on this, in this case, is yes, because I need to distribute on both sides. So when I distribute on the left, 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Then I have 2 times 3x and 2 times 5, which gives me 6x plus 10. And then I check to see if I can simplify any further, if I can combine any like terms. And I notice that 3x minus 6 are not like terms, and 6x plus 10 are not like terms. So I move on to question number 3, which is the variable on both sides. And the answer to this, again, is yes. So I need to move a variable. I can either move the 3x over here or the 6x to the left. It doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and move the 3x by subtracting 3x from both sides. When I subtract 3x on the left, I get a 0 pair, so I mark it out with a Z, and I'm left with negative 6. On the right, I have 6x minus 3x, which will give me a 3x, and the 10 didn't change, so it carries down. And then I ask myself the next question, number 4, is there anything next to the variable? The answer is yes. I have a positive 3 next to my variable, and I have a positive 10 next to my variable. Since the 10 is further away, we're going to move that first. So if you look at question number 5, it says, do I need to add or subtract? And the answer is yes. I need to subtract 10 from both sides to move it to the other side. On the right, I get a 0 pair. On the left, I have negative 6 minus 10. So since they're both negative, I'm going to carry the sign and add the numbers and get 16. Then the 3x has not changed, so I'm going to carry it down. My next question, number 6, says, do I need to multiply or divide? And the answer is yes, because I have this number in front of x. Anytime you write a number in front of x, the operation that's being performed there is multiplication, so I need to divide to get rid of it. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And I get x equals negative 16 over 3. Now, you can make this a mixed number, but I prefer improper fractions, so we're going to leave it that way. We cannot reduce it because 16 is not evenly divisible by 3. And the last question we ask is, did I multiply or divide by a negative? Now, in the case of an inequality, if you multiply or divide by a negative, you will need to flip your inequality sign. But in this case, since it's an equal sign and we didn't multiply or divide by a negative, the answer is no, and we don't do anything. This is our answer, and we're done. Make sure you box your answers.